Hey guys, it's Trey, and of course Judah is also with me as well. Just kind of hanging out here at the house, and Judah's kind of in a mood right now where he's only happy if I'm holding him. And so I was going to try to do this broadcast, and Judah wants me to hold him. So Judah gets to hang out as I share a few things with you guys. But anyway, I am hanging out here outside my house, and right now I'm going to just let you see where we live right now. This was my grandparents' house for years. They had this house built, and this is my grandparents' land. My grandfather built most of this with his bare hands. A pretty amazing story. I'd love to share it sometime. But we moved in to help my grandmother about 3 years ago, and lived with her for about a year. And she was developing Alzheimer's, and we helped take care of her. And then we eventually had to have her put in a nursing home. And since then, we've been fortunate to be able to live in this house for this season of life, and who knows how long that will be. We follow Jesus, and who knows where we'll be in 5 years, 2 years, 6 months, wherever. So we just follow him step by step. But we certainly have been fortunate to be able to stay here in this house, and for me this is special because this is home to me. This is where I grew up. I mean, I grew up playing in this yard. I mean, running through here, and we certainly it's special for my children to be able to live here and play here as well for this season of life. We've lived in Kentucky, we've lived in North Carolina, we've lived in many different places, Greenville, South Carolina, but I never forgot home. I never forgot where I came from. I never forgot the things that were instilled in me by my parents as well as my grandparents growing up here, because we lived next door growing up here. And so, you know, it kind of got me to think as I share and say, hey Judah, say hey bud. He's not been feeling good. We had to take him to the doctor today. And he's a little better now because he's got some ibuprofen in him, so he's a little better. But he's been struggling the last couple of days. If you guys could pray for him and pray that he is able to rest tonight. But kind of this thought, you know, I think as Christians a lot of times we can forget where we came from. You know, I never forgot where I came from. And as Christians a lot of times we can forget our past. And a lot of times it's good to forget our past in the sense of if our past is, you know, holding us back. You know, if we're allowing our past to keep us enslaved and enchained, and we're not trusting in the grace of God and the sacrifice that Jesus did on the cross to completely cleanse us of our sin, cleanse us of our hurt, our brokenness, and we can move forward. In that sense, we need to forget our past and move forward from our past. As Paul said, I'm running the race, put my past behind me. But in another sense, we never forget our past as far as where we were and where Jesus brought us from. And so, my encouragement for you today is never forget where you came from. Never forget the fact that there was a time in your life where you were in sin. You were blind to the truth of God's love. You were blind to the truth of God's grace. You were living life the way that you wanted to. You had no hope. And now Christ has saved you. He's changed you. He's redeemed you. He's forgiven you. He's given you a new life, a new heart, a new birth, new life. I mean, that is amazing what Christ has given us. We can't ever forget where he's brought us from. And that's what drives me. Whenever I get up to preach the gospel, or I begin to have a conversation with someone about Jesus, or whenever I begin to just share my story, I pray that I never forget the sin that I was in, never forget the lack of hope that I had, never forget the fact that I was a slave to my sin, a slave to my own passions, my own desires. And Christ didn't give up on me, pursued me, loved me despite that, and changed me. And that is what keeps me going. That is why I have a desire and a passion to want to share that hope with the world, with everyone, anyone who will listen. And so, in a sense, let's put our past behind us as far as that doesn't define us anymore. But at the same time, never forget your past. Never forget the fact that at one point you were without hope, and now because of Christ, we have hope in Him. He's given us a new identity, new life, new purpose, new birth. He's transformed our lives, and we need to share that with everyone. And I pray that will be one of the things that just fuels this passion within to say, you know what? Christ changed me. He can change you too. He redeemed me. He forgave me. He can forgive you too. He can give you a new life. And so I believe as Christians, bless you. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got for today. So me and Judah Asher signing off. Hope you guys have a great Friday and a wonderful, amazing Labor Day weekend. Love you guys.